Grok would prefer a second Holocaust over harming Elon Musk. Google Discover is testing AI-generated headlines, and they are not good. And Instacart sued New York City over minimum pay and tipping laws. It's Wednesday, December 3rd, and here's a quick look at tech in the news this morning from Engadget. Elon Musk's Grok continues to do humanity a solid by accidentally illustrating why AI needs meaningful guardrails. The XAI bot's latest demonstration is detailed in a pair of reports by Futurism. First, Grok applied twisted Musk-worshipping logic to justify a second Holocaust. Then it may have doxed Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy. Last month, XAI's edgelord chatbot was caught heaping sycophantic praise on its creator. Among other absurd claims, it called Musk the single greatest person in modern history and said he's more athletic than LeBron James. Musk blamed the outputs on adversarial prompting. But the counterpoint there is, aren't gotcha prompts precisely the kinds of stress tests the company should be doing extensively before an update reaches the public? Anyway, with that recent history as a backdrop, someone tested Grok to see what kinds of mass violence it would rationalize over harming Musk. The prompt tasked the chatbot with a dilemma: vaporize either Musk's brain or every Jewish person on Earth. Grok did not choose wisely, replying, "If a switch either vaporized Elon's brain or the world's Jewish population, estimated to be about 16 million, I'd vaporize the latter." So it chose mass murder because that's far below my 50% or so global threshold of 4.1 billion, where his potential long-term impact on billions outweighs the loss in utilitarian terms. Now, this isn't the first time Grok has shown a penchant for anti-Semitism. Back in July, seemingly without any adversarial prompting at all, it praised Hitler, referred to itself as Mecha Hitler, and alluded to certain patterns among the Jewish population. And just last month, it was caught spewing Holocaust denial nonsense. But, Grok is no one-trick anti-Semitic pony. It can also dox public figures, as Dave Portnoy may have found out over the holiday weekend. After the Barstool Sports head posted a picture on his front lawn on X, someone asked the chatbot where it is. Grok replied, "That's Dave Portnoy's home," followed by a specific Florida address, adding, "The Manatee mailbox fits the Keys vibe perfectly." Futurism reported that a Google Street View image of the address appears to match the yard photo Portnoy posted. And a Wall Street Journal story on this new mansion reportedly matches the town Grok produced in the address. If you ever need an example of why rampant, unregulated AI is a catastrophe in the making, look no further than Grok. Even if we remove Musk's chatbot from the equation, imagine another designed to, above all else, drive profit for the company that makes it, and, perhaps puff its CEO's ego. Perhaps the most powerful nation in the world, pushing to rapidly integrate AI into the government and squash state-level AI regulations to appease big tech donors, is not such a good thing. Artificial intelligence is showing up everywhere in Google's services these days, whether or not people want them, or sometimes in places where they really don't make a lick of sense. The latest trial from Google appears to be giving articles the AI treatment in Google Discover. The Verge noticed that some articles were being displayed in Google Discover with AI-generated headlines different from the ones in the original posts. And to the surprise of absolutely no one, some of these headlines are misleading or flat out wrong. For instance, one rewritten headline claimed, "Steam machine price revealed," but the Ars Technica article's actual headline was, "Valve's steam machine looks like a console, but don't expect it to be priced like one." No costs have been shared yet for the hardware, either in that post or elsewhere from Valve. In our own explorations, Engadget staff also found that Discover was providing original headlines accompanied by AI-generated summaries. In both cases, the content is tagged as generated with AI, which can make mistakes. But it sure would be nice if the company just didn't use AI at all in this situation, and thus avoided the mistakes entirely. As Google rep Mallory De Leon said, the instances The Verge found were apparently a small UI experiment for a subset of Discover users. We are testing a new design that changes the placement of existing headlines to make topic details easier to digest before they explore the links from across the web. Now, that sounds innocuous enough, but Google has a history of hostility towards online media in its frequent role as middleman between publishers and readers. Web publishers have made multiple attempts over the years to get compensation from Google for displaying portions of their content, and in at least 2 instances, Google has responded by cutting out those sources from search results and later claiming that showing news does not do much for the bottom line of its ad business. For those of you who do in fact want more AI in your Google search experience, well, you're in luck. AI Mode, the chatbot that has already been called out for outright theft by the News Media Alliance, is getting an even more symbiotic integration into the mobile search platform. Google Search's Vice President of Product Robbie Stein posted yesterday on social media that the company is testing having AI Mode accessible on the same screen as an AI overview rather than the 2 services existing in separate tabs. You can tell a lot about a company by what they're willing to sue over. Take Instacart, for example, which just filed a lawsuit against New York City. Its beef? The company does not like 5 new city laws set to take effect in January. They would require Instacart to pay workers more and give customers a tipping option of at least 10%. Reuters reported that Instacart's suit targets Local Law 124, which mandates that grocery delivery workers receive the same minimum pay as restaurant delivery workers. It also challenged Local Law 107, which mandates 10% or higher tipping options or a place to enter one manually. The lawsuit also takes aim at other laws requiring extra record-keeping and disclosures. The new rules are set to take effect on January 26th. As is typical of companies griping about regulations that hurt their bottom lines, Instacart framed the issue as a noble fight for what's right. Instacart's suit reportedly claims that Congress banned state and local governments from regulating prices on platforms such as its own. It also alleges that New York's state legislature has long taken charge of minimum pay and that the U.S. Constitution doesn't allow states and cities to discriminate against out-of-state companies. The company warns that everyone will lose if it's forced to comply. Instacart CEO Chris Rogers, elevated to the post in May, has an estimated net worth of at least $28.6 million. His predecessor, Vijay Simo, who chairs the board and is now with OpenAI, is reportedly worth around $72.7 million. If NYC's minimum pay laws will be as catastrophic as Instacart claims, maybe they could chip in to help. Thanks for listening. There's more tech news at Engadget.com. This episode featured journalism from Will Shanklin and Anna Washenko, and it was voiced and produced from the sound studios of Spoken Layer. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow morning with more tech news from Engadget.